setbacks, frustrations, things that don't go the way that you think they should go, even when you plan it to go a certain way and it doesn't. It's all part of life, right? Especially in the restoration world. 1977 F100 302 engine. I've been restoring this project since February, and I was hoping that I could have it done by now. Got it all back together, tore this engine down, new headers, new intake, new lifters on the inside that drive these valves, water pump, timing chain, um, you name it. This whole top end on this engine has been redone. Now, um, there's going to be areas of your life where you're in the middle of a project or you have goals or you're believing God for something and something is going to go sideways. It's not going to go the way you think it should go. Depending on your foundation, depending on what you believe, will determine what kind of action steps you will take next. A lot of times we quit. I've quit over a lot of stuff in life. There's been times that I've just said, you know what, it's not worth it. But anything, listen, anything in life that has value, anything in life that God wants to do something amazing in your life, you're going to have to dig deep and push through. Regardless of how frustrating it is, you're going to have to go down deep to your very foundation and dig out some perseverance to push through. We just concluded our message, our series on firm foundation, and Luke chapter 6, Jesus said, a wise person who's building a good foundation will dig deep. So we talked about digging deep, and this one, we're digging deep here. And there's going to be times in your life where you're going to have to dig deep. So I put all of this back together, and what's supposed to happen is, I'll just give you a little quick lesson here. What's supposed to happen is, I decided to test compression on each of these cylinders before I go any further, which I'm so glad that I did. Compression test is very important. And then I wanted to see how the oil was pumping to the lifters and getting up to the top of the engine. So I did this compression test. Got my handy dandy remote starter, so I don't have to climb into the truck, try to crank it over, and then get back out, or have someone else do it. So I got my handy dandy remote starter. Connected my compression. The compression test is on the first cylinder. And what you do is you crank the engine, and oil is supposed to be pumping out of up the push rods through the lifters to the push rods, and it bleeds over into the valves here. And so it should be evenly, like the oil should be evenly distributed through the rockers there. Well, when I did the compression test, I realized I have had an issue. See that? Oil is coming out, has been coming out very little on the other rockers, but it has been pouring out of this one right here. Not only that, which is an issue, it should be evenly distributed. I have 30 pounds, 30 psi, a little bit over 32 psi on the first cylinder. It should be around 130, 140 pounds of pressure on those cylinders. So I'm like, man, I've got to tear this thing back down again. But because I did this compression test and I think I've got oil coming out here more, here's my theory, I think, and my mechanic friends can help me here. I'm not a professional mechanic. I'm an amateur at best, but I love restoring things, and I love working with my hands here. So I've worked on a few vehicles over the years. My dad is a machinist. We've worked on farm equipment over the years. He's taught me a lot about cars. And then I was poor, so every car I got was cheap, and I had to fix it myself. I didn't have any money to take it to mechanics, so I had to learn how to change out head gaskets. I had to learn to do a lot of stuff myself over the years. But my mechanic friends, you can tell me, have you ever seen this where oil is pouring out, pushing through more of one of the rockers? I think, here's my theory. My theory is, I think that now it has all new lifters in it, but I think this new lifter has failed. And because it has either collapsed, it's pushing oil out quickly through that one. And that's why I don't have, because it has a collapsed lifter, I think that's why I don't have compression on that number one cylinder as well. So I've got to, hopefully, I'm praying to God it's just the lifter, $15 lifter, but I've got to take the intake back off because the lifters are underneath the intake. I pray to God I don't have to take the heads off because I think I have the head sealed. Hopefully it's not a head gasket. So what I'm telling you is, here's what I'm saying. Man, you're going to go through life and you're going to have setbacks and you're going to have things that are going to discourage you. You're going to have to dig deep. I don't care if it's relationships. I don't care if it's your marriage. I don't care if it's your career, ministry, especially ministry. You're going to have to look at those setbacks and those disappointments, and you're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to go down deep and find the principles that God has placed within you to push through. Dig deep and push through. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to take the easy route. You're going to want to deflect. You want to blame everyone else, but God wants you to dig deep. When you are faced with, maybe God is asking you to change some behavior, some mindset, some things in your life, it's going to be easy to just take the easy route and do what is comfortable to you. But if you dig deep, I'm telling you, the outcome is going to be a lot better than taking the easy route. So that's my my encouragement for you today. Is whatever is frustrating to you, don't take the easy route. Dig deep. And we're going to bust into